What's up everybody? So today's video we are going to work on the Z. This is going to be a very easy modification and practically not going to cost anything. So if we check out the interior of the 370Z. So the one downside with these cars, a lot of Z owners complain about this, myself included, is where do you put your cell phone? Now I know that sounds like a super stupid thing to worry about and just something not really too important. But quite honestly, whenever you're in your car, you're going to have your phone with you. Some shape or form, because you gotta have it with you. Now when I first bought the red Z, that was one thing I put in my 5 things I hate about the car video, but then I found that you could easily put it over in this little compartment. Now the one thing that I don't like about it though, with my case on it, there's a little lip right here, and actually it can get a little bit hard to get out. So that is kind of annoying to actually deal with. And again, I know that sounds like a stupid problem to have, but then when you look around, we have a glove box, the center console, and again, it's not like you can't put your phone in here. It's super easy to do. It's not like we're that lazy that we have to have something more convenient. But in general, there really is no good place to just put your cell phone, and the cup holder is too small. So today's video, I'm gonna show you the one problem with the car and how we can actually fix that. If you have heated seats, it's probably not really gonna work for you. You might have to relocate your buttons. But basically what I'm gonna do is pop this whole piece out. All right, now to remove this, it's a little bit hard to do with one hand. Basically put your 2 thumbs on the inside of the cup holder and grab this trim piece and kind of grab over here. Give it a firm pull. And then if we look in here, this is just the space we get. And actually one thing cool, this bolt right here is attached to the e-brake. So I would assume that's actually how you adjust it. So if you guys have an e-brake that goes way too far forward or something, you can easily adjust it. So next up, looking at this piece a little bit closer, we have 4 Phillips head screws to remove these blank switches. All right, so with that out, what we can actually go ahead and do, just pop this right back into place, clips right in, and now we have, of course, our cup holder and a nice big space that you can put your phone. All right, so now this is my Samsung Galaxy S5 with a case on it. I'll go ahead and take a look at it. So just slides right in there very nicely. I mean, easy to get to, and just, you know, like I said, super easy. Now, as a disclaimer, don't use this as an excuse to text and drive, because you'll probably end up killing yourself or killing somebody, so do not be an idiot. This is basically just an easy way. You hop in your car, you can easily just throw your phone in there and not have to worry about it. So it's definitely pretty convenient having the phone here. Next up, the only downside with this, like I said, stuff can fall in there. I'm gonna head to Lowe's, see if I can find some type of plastic bucket that can go on the inside of this that can still fit the phone right in here. Now, one thing really quick to talk about when you're driving your car in very cold temperatures, it's been like 20 to 30 degrees over the last few weeks. If your car isn't consistently getting up to operating temperature, you need to do something at least once a week to get it to operating temp. If we look at it, my oil temp is at like 140 degrees, and this whole week driving the car, it barely got above that by the time I got to work and by the time I got home. And if you do that, there gets some moisture buildup in your oil and other types of things in your engine that get moisture buildup. You need to burn that off. And actually, when I had the Genesis Coupe, I had oil catch cans on it, and I lived a mile away from campus. And when it was really, really cold, it was like 10 degrees for 2 weeks, I would drive the car every day to campus, just driving a mile. And the car didn't get close to warmed up at all by the time I got there. And after a few weeks, I checked my oil catch cans, and they were completely full of water. So if I'd gone any longer, that would have started sucking water right into the engine. Not good. That would have been a horrible thing to happen. So if you are driving your car a lot, but you're not getting up to temperatures, if you have oil catch cans, make sure you drain them, because they could accumulate with water. And then like this car, no oil catch cans, of course, and I'm not getting to operating temp, so at least once a week, take the car for a little bit longer drive, get some higher RPM, you know, get the car up going, burn off some of that moisture, just to make sure your car will run perfectly. 25 degrees out, I have my torque app running, and look at that, my air intake temperatures are at 30 degrees. Coolant is up to 180, that's about as high as it's getting today. Alright guys, in the electrical section, checking out these different electrical boxes. So look at this, the phone fits in there nicely. I could easily cut the tabs off and glue this on the inside. Not bad, that might be the best way to go. Alright guys, so made it home now. So we have all the parts. I bought some felt and some super glue at Walmart. Then we obviously have this. We'll go ahead and remove this piece. Then bring everything inside and get working on making this fit perfectly in here because it's gonna have to not hit that piece and obviously fit nicely. Alright guys, so I made it home. Maddie's gonna help me out with this project as always. So everything laid out. Basically what I'm gonna work on is cutting off all these little tabs on this. So I've done some rough cutting, just getting some pieces out of here, getting those little tabs off. So next up, I want to figure out a way to actually make it mount to this so you can see how this doesn't sit perfectly flat, that is at an angle. So what I want to do then, I want to cut off this left edge so it actually fits nice and flush on that. And I have seen some people do 3D printing of a piece that's custom made for this that screws in and everything, but I haven't seen any type of things for sale or anything, so I can't really get my hands on something like that. So I'm still working on the fine tuning. I've cut some slots in this, that way it corresponds with the pieces that extend out over here. Probably just gonna keep working on it until this is perfectly flush and catch up with you guys in a little bit. And with a little bit of more trimming, this is what I'm left with. So I got 2 long slots there. I've chopped that corner a little bit, cut a notch out of there, and they got a bunch of notches out of here. So then if we look at this, basically what you wanna do every time you test fit this, you wanna see what on the actual plastic hits this and disrupts it going in nice and smooth. So putting it on, you can see where that notch corresponds to that white tab, where those ones correspond, where all those correspond. And you can see how it fits pretty nice in there. So next up, I'm gonna go ahead and pop this into the car and see what on the bottom of the actual car hits this and see what kind of cuts I need to do down here. And after a quick test fit in the car, I need to cut a line right about here, basically cut this whole chunk off and do it about maybe 1 centimeter tall. So I'm gonna cut this whole chunk off right here, and then over on this side, right about here, needs to be a little chunk out. Alright guys, so I just did the first test fit with this inside of the actual bezel and it fit perfectly. This is basically what we're looking at. So you can see all the different cuts that I had to make. So with all those, the top ones here fit into the bezel, and then this giant notch is what actually fit, and that little shelf that you'll see inside when you pop this piece out. And then the last thing I need to do on the other side right here, might be kind of hard to focus on, but there's a little scuff right there from that bolt that we looked at for the e-brake. It was just barely tapping this, so I just need to sand this corner down a little bit so the e-brake piece doesn't hit it. So to start doing all the lining, and by the way, this felt piece was at Walmart for like 23 cents, and they have a lot of colors, so you can actually make it colorful if you want. But what I'm gonna do is make this just a little bit overhanging the actual width of this plastic piece and cut a strip. I'm gonna do this in maybe 2 pieces. So getting there on the lining of it, so you can see how we're looking. Got a nice bucket in there on the lower section. Now I'm just cutting another piece, just a longer skinny section that's gonna go around it this way from the inside. Alright, so I think that actually is done. I think that's complete. I got it all nice and lined. Now in here with the light, you can see a little bit of what the felt looks like. Of course, it'll look a little bit better in the car just because it's an awkward angle to where you're seeing it. Now I do not need to waste the time actually gluing this to the vehicle's piece, so I can always take this out, put the stock piece back in, and it'll look exactly like OEM. Back to the Z, and on this 20-degree day, it is getting colder and now starting to snow. So we'll just go ahead and get my phone out. You can see it now in better lighting, and of course my phone fits nicely right in there. So we'll take the piece, and you can see the e-brake piece that I was telling you about. So now the contour of this And there's that shelf piece that goes in line with that. Carefully just slide this part in. All right, guys, there we go. Fully custom, nice little bucket, felt lined. And actually the felt really just matches the exact felt you get on the back storage shelf. So it looks pretty factory, pretty smooth looking on the inside, nothing, you know, sticking out or anything. I think the felt looks pretty good. And now, of course, I can hop in the car, place my phone right in there. It's easy reach when needed, easy just to get in and out of the car, grab it and go. And another cool thing about this, a lot of times when I do use this for navigation, I'll set my phone right about here. And then the only thing I don't like about that, if I turn, it'll slide, and last thing I want is to leave a big scratch or anything in the car. So with this, it's not gonna slide anywhere. It's high enough to where I can actually see a lot of the map if I'm using it. But yeah, that is a quick little mod you guys can do to your car. If you don't put that little bucket in there, it costs nothing and it takes about 5 minutes to actually do. But I like the bucket just because it was a fun project to work on. I like making things, and of course if I put my keys or something, I don't have to worry about them falling through. But anyway guys, that is the one annoying thing that I think a lot of Z owners can agree on is kind of annoying. We wish there was just that one extra spot. So anyway guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Give it a huge thumbs up, smash the subscribe button. See you guys next video.